We're gonna keep it so casual, you guys. I'm Ashley. This is Megan. We did the PLL after show, and we thought we absolutely had to film a reaction of some sort to this new PLL, which we've been waiting for 4 years. And I cannot believe it's actually been here because we were talking with the whole group, the whole PLLAS group, and we were saying like a year ago that, oh, we've got so much time because it's like a year away. And like, here we are.
Here we are. It happened so fast. And I know a lot of us were nervous because there were other spinoffs that tried to be successful. We had Ravenswood. We had, what was the other one? Was it like Rosewood? I don't even know.
Yeah.
All these spinoffs that just, The Perfectionists.
Yeah.
All these things that tried to be the new PLL, and it wasn't. And the PLL Army was so passionate about the original show that nothing lived up to it. So of course, HBO Max now taking this new Pretty Little Liars Original Sin into their own hands. And Ashley and I did a reaction video, and we were both a little bit skeptical. One of the trailers looked really good. The other one looked, we're going to go ahead and say it, it looked cheesy.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
No. I literally wasn't going to say anything. I was turning off my email because it made a little ding. Okay, there we go.
I just think that I'm glad that we have different opinions, but so far I'm still not. And I know like half the PLL Army is probably in one boat and the other half is in another, but I'm just still not even convinced of this show so far. I know, Meg, you were saying that like you love it and you're completely invested. Are you completely invested?
Okay, so I just finished watching episode 3 before we jumped on here. And I'm invested. The acting is amazing. The cinematography is amazing. It scares me. There's a reason why I wasn't prepared and didn't watch episode 3 last night to prepare for today, because I was going to shit my pants. Like I couldn't deal. So I had to watch it during the day, sun's out, guns out. I was like, I can't. And I do. I love it. I honestly do, but I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts?
I'm really glad that you love it. And like, I almost feel like as a PLL lover that like, I have to love it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I need to watch this show. And as it's progressing, like some twists happened in episode 2 that I was like, ooh, yeah, that's juicy. And there were definitely a few scenes that like got me. And I don't know if we want to dive into that yet or we'll hold off on it, but like, I will continue to watch this season. I will continue to watch this season, like regardless of me falling in love with it or not, just because PLL is so near and dear to my heart that like, no matter what, I want to see it through almost. Like, does that make sense?
I totally get that. And I think really, this first part of the podcast, we wanted to dive into the similarities and the differences between the original Pretty Little Liars and then Original Sin. And I really think the only similarity that I can think of is A.
Really?
Literally that there's a stalker and that stalker is A. But the amplified version of A, okay, we went from someone wearing a black hoodie to now full on Mike Myers in Halloween. I'm like, wait a second.
What are you talking about? Because it's like almost so cheese to me. Like, what is this? I think a lot of what I loved of A was that it's so almost believable. Like it could have happened to any of us. But the fact that these homies are just like freaking sitting in class, staring out the window and someone's there with a full on, like you look like you're auditioning for the WWE or something. You're wearing a freaking mask like that and no one's going to notice you. Like what? So it's just like a little bit less realistic to me. So it makes it a little bit less scary.
See, I'm the opposite. I see what you're saying where it's less realistic, but also it's way more scary to me. If I'm in class and I look out the window and see someone that could be in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like, bye, peace out. I'm hiding under my covers. And I think too, with the hooded A, it really could be anybody. Mm-hmm. But with this A, it's 100% a man, unless we have a very, very, masculine, sort of buffed out woman, which we could.
We totally could.
We love fitness, but to me, I think this is a guy.
We love fitness. Yes, we love it.
We love getting buff.
I'm also doing life,
but this person, this A character, has got to be over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. And I've been thinking this whole time, like, this has got to be a man. But which brings me to, like, what man is so upset with these girls that, like, he would do that to them? Like, these are young girls. What are you doing? Like, you're an older man, but I also think it's tying into the moms a little bit. Like,
agreed.
You know, what I think that they experienced A too, and it's kind of cool to see like that generational A thing. But so maybe it's someone that the moms, oh my God, wait, I just had a moment. What if it's the sheriff? Okay, this, like, we're totally like,
I love that we have literally no structure right now and we're just diving. No, because screw the structure. That wasn't what our after show was about. We were all over the place, and that's fine, because I love this. I want to go from here, there, and everywhere.
Okay, so similarity number 1, A. Anything else?
Okay, wait, let me get my notebook.
I will say, we talked about this a little bit, that the cinematography is definitely giving us that, like, it's giving me PLL vibes. You said it was giving you a vibe of another PLL-ish show.
Yeah, so because I think his name is Roberto Aguirre, or I'm totally butchering his name. He's the creator of Riverdale, also the creator of this. And I do think Marlene King is involved. She's one of the executive producers, but it's definitely very Riverdale, to the point where I had to Google what year does Original Sin take place, because it does give you these nostalgic vibes, because the varsity jackets, the cheerleading uniforms are very Betty, Riverdale, that whole vibe. But since they've been bringing up the Y2K thing, and that the parents were in school during the year 2000, I literally did math over here. I did my little math because I was like, we'll get into it. See, again, we're jumping all over the place. But Imogen, first of all, can we talk about that name?
Yeah, wait. Why do I know that name, Imogen?
It's Bailey Madison.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's her character name.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but I know Imogen is from another show. Like, I've heard that. Maybe it's like these cheesy ass shows I watch, but like, I feel like that name is just so familiar to me.
Really? See, I thought it was a name that was something I've never heard of before. And I thought they were saying Imogen. And I was like, wow, Davy, her mom must have really freaking loved Jen. But when I looked it up, it's like almost Imagine. It's Imogen, Imogen. But she went into the library in episode 3 and said, I'd really like to see a yearbook from the year 2000. That's when my mom graduated. So I was like, okay, if it was the year 2000, all right, my math might be wrong, but hear me out. If it was the year 2000 and her mom was, let's say, 18, and then we know that this all happened 22 years later, which okay, so it does take place in the present day. It takes place in 2022. But if you add 18 plus 22, wait, am I doing it wrong already?
No, you are doing it right. I'm just loving that we're doing math right now. Like, 1822.
You have to. Nothing is off limits when it comes to PLL. Like, everything is a clue. Everything is a clue. Yeah. So that means Davy, her mom, was 40.
Yeah.
She committed suicide. And I put that in quotes because we'll dive into that. And then you subtract 16. Let's say Imogen right now is 16. That means Davy had Imogen at 24. I don't know why we needed to know that, but I needed a timeline.
Like, maybe Kobe Bryant is A.
Maybe.
Just thought.
We don't know. We don't know. So yeah, again, so cinematography.
Yeah.
It gives me old school 80s vibes, but we know that it's happening in 2022. Hence why I did all that math for you guys.
Yeah. No, I love it, because even like the present day, I think that in the show, there was one scene where, and this was when maybe the moms were going to prom or something. It said like 10 years ago, or it was a flashback basically, but some of the cinematography still makes it seem to me that like we are in a flashback almost. But like, I also felt that similarity with PLL, I feel like when a PLL flashback happened, it kind of would have the same feel to it. So yeah, cinematography definitely on that PLL vibe. Another thing that we were talking about that's similar to PLL is the twin thing. Like twins were so prominent in PLL. Like, so I don't know what this twin thing means, but like they did not make that really apparent in the first episode and a half. I had to text you. I was like, is she a twin or what?
I watched each episode twice except for episode 3 because, you know, we know how we can be, and I'm like texting and whatever, and I missed something, so I'm rewinding it. Yeah, so freaking Karen and Kelly, there is something sketchy going on with them.
Yeah, 100%.
And I have my theories on that. We'll dive into theories, but yes, the twin thing. But I just love that they introduced the twin situation right off the bat versus in the Pretty Little Liars that we know and love. It's so weird how to like, because I keep wanting to say the original Pretty Little Liars, but then this one is called Original Sin, and I'm like, okay, wait, this is way too confusing. But we never knew if there was a twin or not, or what was going on. So yeah, that's really interesting. I love the fact that the similarities. I love that there's this sheriff involved. We all are afraid of the sheriff. We're all afraid of, detective. We called her Bad Perm, but I know we were so mean. She was gorgeous.
She was gorgeous, but like we all have like, I mean, we all can't have great hair days, and
it was did have beautiful hair. Yeah. But I can't remember her name because that's what we called her, and I know it's terrible, but
Detective Tanner, right? Tanner? Detective Tanner. No? Did I make that up?
No, I think you're right. But was it Detective Tanner or was Tanner? Oh my God, it's been years. It's been so long.
Yeah, it's been so long.
But wait, what else was I going to say? There's so many things. The sheriff. The other thing that's a huge difference is the original Pretty Little Liars. All those girls were friends. What I like about this one is these girls weren't friends, and they were brought together by A to be friends.
Yes, I do like that, but I feel like I was negative Nancy with PLL, and now I'm back to being negative Nancy.
No, I love it.
They weren't friends because it kind of like different friends group, different like ethnicities, all coming together. But like they're being a little too close for not being like for being close just like that quickly. Like, oh my gosh, we love you. Like she's dancing alone in the last song. Like, hey girl. Like, didn't they say? I thought they said like, we love each other or something. And I thought that was really freaking weird.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little too soon. All right.
It was weird. I totally agree with you. The closeness between them is intense. I mean, we know that Imogen and Tabby are close because she's straight up living with her. But also, I don't know if they were close prior to that. And I think it was just because Davy and Tabby's mom were close, or maybe that's why they took in Imogen. But also, I'm sorry if your mom has just died and you're back to. It was like, I understand there was a month gap between it before they showed her going back to school, but I'm like, girl, you are not sad for just having your mom and being pregnant.
And I think that she gets way too scared in the show for being pregnant. Like you are too far along in your pregnancy to be scared all the time. It's not healthy for you. So
no, it's not healthy.
Breaking into places like you're going to go into labor early.
She's absolutely going to go into labor early.
Yeah.
And we also have to talk about that too. Like, who the heck is the father? But wait, do we want to? Where are we going?
Let's go into our next situation.
Okay, what's the next situation? Okay. Our next situation is characters.
Okay.
Talking about
continue about her labor story, but I also thought it was a little bit strange. I guess this is kind of character build that they didn't know that their moms were friends. Like, how do you not like? If I'm friends with someone, I would clearly know if my mom was friends with their moms, right? Like,
right. What I do love about kind of character related. What I do love about the two groups is I think that they do target the different generations that are watching this new Pretty Little Liars. You and I are the in-between. We can relate to the young, we can relate to the moms. We're not quite
hate relating to the moms, by the way. It's just like, oh my God, why am I old? Like the Y2K style. I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like that style was spot on. Yeah. Like maybe we were a little bit younger than them, but I was like, oh, I recognize that fashion.
Same.
Like, I was like feeling real old for that.
I know. Oh my God. I do love that they brought in the Y2K. That is, I remember it being like, are we going to survive it? And there's that whole thing that we'll dive into. But Imogen as the lead is great. I think there's a lot we still need to figure out with her. Like we talked about, who the heck got her pregnant.
Why haven't they talked about it? Like, I think that there's going to be a point where they show us the scene, because there was something when they were talking about the video that was just going to ruin Kelly's life. Like they kept talking about it, but not showing us the video. And eventually they showed us the video, which I don't think that was that bad. I mean, what?
It was Karen, right? In the video.
Oh, I told her Kelly.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah,
Karen is like the main. Kelly is like the side boo sister. So yes, Karen. I honestly don't think that video was that bad. Am I crazy? I mean, I wouldn't want it to be shown at like a movie premiere, but like I was like, yeah, whatever.
It wasn't bad. And that's why the girls can't be to blame for this entire thing. Yeah. However, that party did happen the flashback said 6 months ago. And I was relating that to Imogen being 6 months pregnant. And it's like, did something happen? Karen also made mention that she lost her virginity to Greg. I'm just going to dive into theories right now. I mean, we'll still talk characters.
Just go.
But I'm going to forget about it. Okay, I think that there's a lot of switching between Karen and Kelly and who did what. And I think in the movie theater, when they showed the video, I don't think that was Karen. I do think it was Kelly, because Karen kept turning to her sister being like, what is this? What is this? What's going on? And Kelly's like,
love that.
Yeah, I think it was the other one in the video. And
that is so juicy.
Yeah. And I think that maybe Kelly was into Greg, and who knows who actually lost the virginity to. I don't know.
No, I absolutely love that. You know? And there's also another like juicy scene that happened in the same episode that's kind of on that same front, that Minnie Mouse took the blame for her mom. And just kept her mouth shut about her mom.
About the drugs?
About the drugs, which I thought was insane and juicy.
Yes, that's not Minnie though. That is their names. I'm still learning names.
I really need to get used to their names. It's not Minnie.
You're fine. It's Noah.
Damn, you guys, I need to get on those names. But Noah took the blame for her mom and like didn't say anything about it. So like maybe they didn't say anything about it afterwards. And
here's what I'm going to say about that. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but while we're talking about characters, what we loved about the original Pretty Little Liars is that there was no character we really hated. We were all related to whether we were a Spencer, an Aria, a Hannah, but with this one, I don't love them all. And not in a way where I don't want to love them. I don't trust them. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't trust Noah. The girl is gorgeous. I love her style. She kind of reminds me of an Aria.
Yes.
But remember how we didn't really trust Aria in the beginning because we thought she could possibly be A? I don't trust Noah. There's too many things that she said. I don't like that she tried to split the girls up.
Yeah. And she said, let her take the blame because we weren't there earlier. Yeah.
Do I agree with her in a sense? Because to our point, we were just saying they weren't that close of friends. And is that more of a reality situation? Yeah. Yes. But in terms of how we want these girls to be close, I didn't love that. I also don't know if I believe her that the drugs belong to her mom. Her mom.
I almost thought when they were hugging, she hugged her boyfriend afterwards. I almost thought that she was going to smile or like some smirk that would just tell us like, this isn't the whole story.
Right. So I don't believe that. I also, at the very end, of episode 3 where they're at the graveyard and they're saying their little condolences goodbye to Karen.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to Noah, she said, listen, we weren't really that close. And at the very end, she said, rest in peace, Bees. Like her last name being Beasley. And I'm like, if you're not close to someone, why are you? See, it's all these little tiny things.
Yeah. No, you're on it. Like you picked up on a lot.
It's fresh because I just watched the last episode, but I was like, girl, it would be like me being like, R.I.P. Mauve, and like without even knowing you, I'm not going to
going on and on about how like we're not close. Like that is really, really weird.
Right. Yeah. So Noah is on my radar. I don't know if I want to love her because I think she's gorgeous. Her girl can act, like love her as an actress, but as her character, I don't trust her.
No, now that you say that, like I completely agree. Who else is there? Who did we miss?
So then we have
Mouse.
Oh, we can go to Mouse next. I don't have a lot to say about Mouse. I feel like her character is the empathetic one, the one that would be. Is she kind of? I guess. No, I was gonna say in terms of her energy reminds me of a Hannah in the sense of like vulnerability, but she's a techie. Like she is going to be the one that cracks the code. If there's anything involving computers and wires and got to get in, it's Mouse. But in terms of like her story and what's going on, the only real sketchy thing we saw, again, I think it was in episode 3, her mom entered the room and was like, I just don't want it to happen to you again. I want to protect you. But there's still more we need to learn about her.
I think that her as a person just seems like the most genuine. Like she just seems like she is a friend that would stick with you through and through and wouldn't like bullshit almost. And I think that like she wouldn't turn on any situation. She just seems like a genuine person.
I agree. I totally agree. And I know that she was telling one of the guys like how she got the name Mouse.
Oh, because her name is Minnie.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Hold on. The freaking poster that is in the preview or in the intro, it says that she's missing. She must go freaking missing or something like that. She is in the intro and it has the missing poster says missing.
Oh my God.
Right? The missing poster says missing. The missing poster is.
Are you sure? Her. Wait, I need to pull this up. Are you sure it's her? Does it say her mouth? Does it say mouth on it?
Missing. I remember like when we go ahead and pull it up. I remember like when we were doing the like reaction to the trailer, I remember seeing her name and being like, oh, that's such a weird name. Why would they choose that for her? Like as the missing girl, like there must be some sort of significance there. And we don't know what it is yet, but I wonder if that's what her mom was referring to, or if that's something that we're still going to see that's going to come up in the future.
Because she was talking about.
Here, let me see on my phone and pull it up.
Yeah, she was. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes, she is a missing person. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's something that we're going to see in the upcoming episodes. Like we'll obviously see like a flashback.
Wait.
What? Is that one of your light bulb moments?
No, well, underneath it says Minnie Mouse missing. It says date of birth 3/13/92. That doesn't make sense at all. If the parents graduated in 2000,
it doesn't. Well, maybe it is a little bit of an older show then. Maybe
it can't be.
What?
That doesn't make sense because if the parents graduated in the year Y2K, then they were and they're 16.
It's like that's close to my birthday, and my parents did not graduate.
No, that doesn't make sense. And you know that's not a mistake because you know everything that they do in this show is for a reason. So that is weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I swear if there's some sort of time warp situation that they are trying to do with the show, I'm not here for it.
What do you mean?
Like a time travel situation?
Oh, no, I would absolutely hate that. I would hate that because what I loved about PLL is that it was realistic, and that's just not
right.
realistic.
Yeah, no.
think so. I hope not, at least.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to uncover that because why the heck does it say she was born in 92?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I wonder if, I mean, they're in that trailer. I know we're going back to the trailer. There are so many different like little almost clues, and just like in the PLL universe, there's no mistakes that happen. Like you were saying, I just wonder what the rest of the intros mean, because this guy was like jamming out eyeballs and cutting out throats. So I wonder how gory.
Oh yeah, when he went down in the school, was it like the school where he slit the guy's throat?
Yeah, and oh my god, the rat thing, that was so sad. The rat mouse thing, so sad.
I know. Anyway, so we'll have to dive into that, but we do have a couple other characters. We have Tabby. She's the one that works at the movie theater, and she's obsessed with the movies.
That would take guts. I'm just gonna go ahead and like that took cojones to do that, to do what she did,
to put the video up. What part?
And like pulling strings. I mean, there was actually, I'm really glad that you brought her up, because that relationship is stressing me out.
The one with her and the guy from the theater.
Yeah. And like, did he drug her, or was that just like, she was like, I'm over this. Like, I want to leave. Do you know what I'm talking about? When he invited her over. What?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, is she drugged right now?
That's what I thought.
Okay. I have a couple things to say about this.
Okay.
Who does he kind of remind you of from old PLL?
Well, obviously, I would say Ezra.
Yes!
Right? Yes.
Ezra vibes. And I did not trust Ezra in the beginning, and I don't trust this shady beast.
Well, I mean, how could you trust him? He literally tried to kiss a 16? I don't know. Personally, not a cool move for a teacher. And then being like, oh, you're going to get the USB drive. You're going to get it afterwards. Like, relax. Like, you'll get it after. And my grandma's recipe. It's like, dude, calm down. You should have given her the USB drive in the beginning and not be a grossy. And like, I don't know.
I have a theory about the USB drive.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think she grabbed the USB drive that she was supposed to get. I think that was something else. I don't know what.
I love that. I'm going to hit you back with another theory, and it's not as juicy, but he definitely made a call, and he's going to use that as, if it is, he's going to use it for leverage.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Like that. He is so backward shady. I mean, he could be A. I don't think they would make it that obvious. He doesn't look super beefy to me, but he is tall.
I mean, who knows what kind of material that's made out of? Like, it could just be it could stand still on its own and just kind of give you a different silhouette.
It's true.
It gives you obviously creepy vibes. So, I mean, like, they had that in common.
I do have a question though, and this could be my fault, and I may have missed it, even though I watched the freaking episode twice. Why? You know how Tabby will put cameras in places. She did it in the warehouse to catch A. Why was she
locker room?
Why was she doing that?
Yeah, we get it. You're on HBO. Okay. We don't need to see the schlong. What else did they show that I was like, all right,
Those boys had the flattest butts I've ever seen. I was like, where are your squats, boys? Like, I get you're in high school, but come on.
I'm not a juicy butt girl, but like, I don't.
Oh, you don't like a juicy butt?
I don't like a juicy butt. I'm just not a fan of a juicy butt.
I
don't want one, so I don't want a guy to have one.
See, I
can't have it.
I'm here for a juicy butt, and I was just not impressed. I was not impressed with the butt.
No, from the front or the back. Anyway. Yeah.
Wait, did we see a schlong? They covered him with the towels, right?
Yeah, we saw a schlong. And also the cussing.
No, there was not. How did I miss the schlong?
I don't know. You got to go back and watch a third time.
Okay, I do apparently, but why was she going through it and like taking notes?
I don't know. And that was like kind of before everything was starting to happen. So like, I think it's sketchy that she's putting cameras in places, but I'm here for it because I want to see that footage.
Wait, how did the schlong look? Wait, more about the schlong. Who cares about it?
I mean, you missed it for a reason. Let's just go.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna need to go back and look at this.
And while we're on the topic of scandal McScandletons, and this was kind of towards the beginning of the first episode, I remember seeing a policeman, and now I can't remember if this is Karen's dad or not, but I remember seeing a policeman in a car, and a kid, a younger person, was, all right, we don't need to go there, but we all know what happened.
Yes.
And that was like the first scandalous moment that I was like, this show is, that envelope is being pushed, because that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
And his dad?
I vaguely remember that too. And I can't remember. What was that back in episode 1?
That was back in episode 1, like towards the beginning of the episode.
See, that's why it was so hard to the listeners out there, people watching this. Ashley and I didn't know whether to break it down per episode, because we haven't had to deal with this before, where we were in the world of cable last time. We would watch the episode and watch and recap, and now they're breaking it down. So we knew that all 3 episodes were going to blend in together, and it was way too hard to dissect each episode without bringing in the episodes we've already seen. So that's why things are a little hazy. But I do think the next episode comes out August 4th, you said?
I think August 4th. I Googled it, so hopefully it was a reliable source.
Is this going to be 1?
No, I'm gonna have to double check on that. But
okay.
If so, we should probably go like recap, just because a lot of it's like blending into one, and it's hard to remember back in episode 1. But I do remember a super scandalous thing, because like there's obviously an age difference with the cop and the kid, and you shouldn't be doing things like that on the job, especially if you're a cop.
Yeah. But also, I was thinking part of the reason we loved the OG PLL is the relationships. And I'm not here for any relationships right now. They're not giving me anyone to root for. But when I did look up the cast, because I wanted to know I want to go back and make sure I was getting their names right. There are some cutie pants that I don't think we were introduced to yet.
Oh, like who?
There's this kid named Tyler, and I don't think we were introduced to him. Let me look up the cast. I do like Noah and her boys' relationship. They seem really cute to me.
Yeah, they seem cute, but also the guy that's obsessed with, I can't remember any of their names. You're so good about this. Was it Tabby, the one with the movie theater?
Yeah, Tabby.
What is Sweetheart, the guy that works in the movie theater that aired her thing?
His name is Chip.
I love him. I love him.
So Chip's real name is Carson Rowland. So I'm here for Chip. You're right. I forgot about Chip.
And Chip kind of looks like a younger version of the guy that works at the movie theater, or am I crazy? They kind of look.
Yes, Chip does have a more blonde hair, but they do have a similar feature. The other thing that's super weird is when you type in Original Sin cast, the girl that plays Karen, I think, is just one girl. I thought maybe they got
really,
but it just says Mallory as Karen. It doesn't say anything about Kelly.
That's interesting, because that takes so much, like, they could have gone and just got a set of twins, and it takes so much more editing effort.
But also, can we look at, this is Sheriff Beasley, and he doesn't give me hot dad vibes in the episode.
0%. That just goes to show, if you show up to that audition looking like that character, you can nail it.
Yeah, exactly.
He does not look like that at all. That's
like
insane.
Officer Beasley had my babies. He is fine. You know who else is fine? As we transition to another character, Farrah, the dancer.
Yes.
Her dad.
Her dad?
Yes, her dad in episode 3. I think his name is Z.
Her dad? He's like constantly sleeping.
Okay, so he sleeps a lot. That's fine.
I'm not a fan of a sleeper. Like, get up, work. Okay.
You're not wrong.
I'm not a fan of a sleeper, but she's gorgeous. She's beautiful, I think. She's beautiful.
Farron is, her name is Farron. I don't know if I just said Farrah, but gorgeous. Also Tabby's mom, sorry, because I'm like looking at them next to each other. Her name is Sydney in the show. Also gorgeous.
Tabby's mom,
the one that walked into the warehouse to pay her respects to Angela.
I mean, like, I guess she's good looking. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. No, I'm gonna show you a pic. This is what, like, look at how stunning.
Oh, yeah. She is stunning. Okay, yeah. You're
beautiful.
You're right.
Anyway, so I'm looking through the characters, and I think it's in. Yeah. Oh, wait. I was looking at the Tyler kid. Okay. Unless he plays. No. We haven't
Tyler
been
is.
introduced to a Tyler yet, have we?
I mean, clearly I'm just spot on with the names. So I
he's
must.
a baby.
Is he the only person I could think that he is, and he grew his hair out maybe for this thing, that he is partners with Farron as a dance partner.
Oh, that's who he is. That is who he is. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes, that's who he is.
Too. And I do like that they made the ballet dancer straight, because like it's just like defying stereotypes. So like I can appreciate that.
Agreed. Yeah, there's a lot of other characters in here that I don't really think maybe we have. But it's interesting to me that Farron's mom doesn't live there full time, because she was part of the crew that bullied the Angela, and the fact that she's out of town, I think, makes things complicated, because there's that missing piece. But also, let's go back to that. Let's go back
there, because it's why there's something to that.
Who the heck is Angela Waters? Why did she fall to her death? Also, why did it take people 2 freaking days to call the cops to find the poor girl's body? Like, I am sorry. But that part also confused me, because I thought the dance happened at the school, and I thought she died at the school.
That's what I thought too.
But then when you're watching, you find out it was like a rave, and it was held at the warehouse, and that's where she died. But why was she so upset and like pleading with these girls? And also, Imogen's mom, Davy, who seemed super sweet, they're pegging her as one of the sweetest, seemed like the biggest biatch of a bully.
Like not caring at all. And do we know what was going on with her? Like, I still
no.
That's still a question. Like, why was she, you guys, please, like, first of all, you got to be like ruthless to not care. Like that many people to not care. What the hell? And what was she doing? What was she doing?
The fact that there's this ode. What was she doing? And the fact that there's this ode to Angela, whoever A is, has to have some serious ties to Angela. The only thing I can think of is maybe, and this is literally just coming to me as I'm saying it right now, the only thing I can think of is that Angela had a sibling, and that who had to deal with growing up without her, which would, I guess, make A the same age as the parents. And I guess that guy, it checks out.
Yeah. Or this whole time I was thinking, what if it's her dad? And then I was like, wait, it's too old.
I mean, it could be.
It could be. I mean, he took his vitamins, but
yeah,
that checks out. Other than that, so our 2 suspects now are a sibling that maybe she had, or freaking weirdo boss at the movie theater. But like, I mean, why would he know the moms? And can I just say that they must have, like, do we think that Imogen's mom committed suicide, or was it that killed her?
I love that at the end, or in episode 3, they were putting together that Karen or Kelly, whoever was the actual one to show up at the house, was the one that brought the envelope in and handed it to Imogen's mom and said, this was on your door. I don't believe that for a second. I definitely think.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because what are the odds that she would be there on the night that A would kill her?
The other thing too that I thought was weird was when Karen, because we know it as of right now to be Karen that came into the house to get her stuff from Imogen's house. She said, I gotta hurry. Greg is in the car.
Yeah.
Being her boyfriend, but I'm pretty sure they broke up 6 months prior to that, unless they got back together. But because
I thought they got back together. Like,
did they get back together?
Well, I don't think they broke up in the first place, because he told her she kissed me. Like he told her, like, she was so drunk that she tried to kiss me. And first of all, just like stop your friend and be like, stop right there. Okay. I know you want to believe what you want to believe, but he kissed me.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
Like something, but like, I guess she's pissed off. Like her friend doesn't believe her or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. That checks out.
Yeah.
I do not trust this Karen Kelly situation. I think that it was the opposite twin, because the only reason we could tell them apart was we pegged them as, oh, Karen's the bitch, Kelly's the nice one. Not true. We saw that unfold after the video thing happened. She was like, oh, maybe it actually was Karen in the video, because they were sitting on the bed and Karen said, don't worry, after the Spirit Week dance, nobody's going to be talking about the video. And
but there is another situation where they were mixed up, because there was the nice evil one thing, but like somewhere Imogen showed up and she said, oh, I thought we were, she mixed them up. And I think it was Kelly said, oh, I thought we were over the mix up. Like, I thought we were past that. And she was kind of dressing almost different once it almost came to be that her sister died or whatever. It was almost like she shifted, like it's her outfits. The whole vibe changed.
Yes. And also Kelly went into the principal pretending to be Karen at one point. And then she said, oh, they totally believed it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, why are we not questioning Karen and Kelly more when clearly their own parents can't even tell them apart sometimes?
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was super weird, and this could maybe just be props or I don't know, but when they were crying about it and what we know to be Kelly was sitting on the couch and then her mom started wailing. The pillow that Kelly was holding was
oh my God, yes.
Go ahead. So weird. I just was like, this is a clue.
100% a clue. It was an X. And I was like, there is no way that props department would go and buy an X pillow.
Agreed. I'm so glad you noticed that.
Thank you.
Because I was like, X marks the spot. Like, is this the girl that? And then I'm thinking, like, what if
an X pillow? I'm sorry,
an X pillow. There's an X pillow. Like, what the heck? That means something.
It looks so uncomfortable. Like when you're trying to console yourself and you hold the pillow, that looks more uncomfortable than no pillow at all. Like,
exactly. And then the mother's wails are scary.
Yeah. Like, oh, you think they're scary? I think that it's almost comical. Like when you go to Disneyland and you're riding the mansion, the haunted mansion, and they start crying when you're in that's what that reminds me of.
You're right. It is a little dramatic, but it does still scare me. Like when she's just like, I'm like, oh my God. If I was watching this at night, I'd be like, no, thank you.
And then they leave, like you're leaving your own daughter's funeral. Thought that was a little bit weird. I mean, I guess, I don't know.
Well, why are they so harshly blaming these girls? Like clearly there's other things wrong. I mean, at the dinner table, which I thought was a really interesting setup where the two girls are right there. And then, the mom and dad and Mr. Beasley said, well, you're not the Black Swan because you got to be better.
Yeah.
Got to be better. And clearly there's so much pressure. I mean, and now they're blaming Imogen for this. I mean, clearly she fell.
Yeah, but I think that some parents are really that, like they can put a lot of, some parents just want their kids to be the best. I'm not saying that's the right approach, but I think that there are realistically some parents that are like that.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm just saying, why are they so harshly blaming these girls when they clearly know that they had something to do with it, with being so hard?
This just came to my mind. Why are we in another season where we're not going to tell the cops about A? They're like, oh my God, we can't tell anyone. I would be like, hello? Yeah, operator, what's up? Got a text. I'm standing in the corner with the gun till you guys arrive, but this is what's going on. Why aren't they telling, why do they need to keep it a secret?
Because that would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah. And when, oh my God, their names. When the cute couple, she's gorgeous. She's sitting, which was the cute couple?
Noah.
Yes, when Noah was sitting with her boyfriend and she said, have a secret to tell you. I've never told anyone. I thought she was going to tell him there's someone that's been following us around.
Right.
And this is why we're acting this way. Like, that's what I thought she was going to tell him, but I'm just not understanding why we're in another. Well, I guess the show wouldn't exist, but I personally would say something.
Can I just say also that I'm going to need the camera people to kind of stay on these texts a little bit longer. I'm a slow reader.
I love it.
I'm like, what the hell does that say?
The space bar. And then I have to rewind 15 seconds. And it's like, oh, we can never get to the right spot. Yep.
And also us original fans here, we're getting older and the eyesight just ain't what it used to be. So I'm like, what does that say? No, oh my gosh.
I feel that. Have we talked already?
What?
What else? What else is there?
I was reading an article that said, I don't know this if it's going to be true or not, because I was trying to research if we knew who Imogen's father was. I thought maybe I had missed it, but no, it's a big mystery. But in this article I read, they said they're going to keep her pregnant until the end of this season.
Oh, wow. So the last episode could be like the birth and the reveal of who the dad is.
Possibly.
And maybe that plays into why they got into this huge fight. Like the only obvious choice right now to me is that she had sex with Greg and Greg is the dad. Like that's just where my mind went.
And it's weird to me that Kelly, if she actually is the one still alive and it's not Karen and whatever, it's weird to me that she's now trying to be friends with the girls because they both had that moment on the swing set versus previously they were both in the bathroom together. And she's like, Imogen's like, I can't believe you're at school. And then Kelly said, well, I didn't want to be at home and blah, blah. And then she calls her out. She's like, you're the reason. But yet now they're sitting on the swing set together being all hunky dory. So all I can think of is that twin sibling rivalry. One wanted the other dead because one was more popular and wanted to live that life.
Is there a possibility that A is Kelly?
I like where you're going with that, but I just think because of the stature of this A character, I don't know how it possibly could be.
Yeah. Unless it's like a daddy-daughter team up, which would be like really sketchy.
It could be Mr. Beasley.
Yeah. That's like,
Also, why is he on this case? It's your daughter's case.
Like such a conflict of interest. Like who said, I think it was the one of the moms said, you should not even be working this case. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, thank you for saying what we were all thinking. Absolutely. Yeah. Girl, we've been talking for 48 minutes.
I mean, like I could keep going. It's just like, I'm glad that we're doing this because like, I want to carry PLL through. Like, I'm going to watch this no matter what. I'm not sure like how much I'm going to love it or what it's going to come of it, but like, I needed to talk about these theories with someone.
Because the theories are the best part. I mean, really we're about to be taken on a journey. And I think that the PLL army who watched the original Pretty Little Liars has one up, because think about the people that are watching this for the first time without having watched the original. They don't know to look for these hidden
clues. The clues, like that whole even trailer meant more than the trailer.
Exactly. They don't know. The fact that we saw that Minnie Mouse's missing poster had the date of March 13th, 1992. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Not an accident. Not an accident at all.
Not an accident. So, I mean, what do we think of the Y2K Survivors Club?
Well, I thought it was the moms. Like, I thought that the moms.
That's what I think it is.
Survivors Club. That's what it is. So no one else is in it.
But isn't that weird?
Do we know if this club came to be before or after the death? I don't even know what would be weirder. No, it actually probably would be weirder if they formed this before she died or after she died. She said it's the year my mom graduated. Do we know if she died the year of the graduation?
I'm assuming she died in the year 2000.
Okay. So it's definitely sketchy if they made it before, because it's almost like feel like you guys killed her. You know, it's like,
right.
You call yourself survivors, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that I think is interesting.
Definitely.
That whole thing. Yeah, I think I'm looking at my notes. I think we covered everything. So you know how in the original PLL there were a lot of clues involving, was it music? Like there was certain like
songs, and that's another thing that is very similar. The song selection.
And I think what we're going to be seeing in this one is movie references, because Abby is so into directors and movies, and they brought up Pet Sematary, they brought up Texas Chainsaw, they brought up Halloween. It's all these scary movies, and so I definitely think there are hidden clues in there. But at the end of, I think it was episode 1, or it might have been episode 2, they kept playing this song, and I was like, I love this. I'm like,
really?
I said, I think it's Rob Zombie. And then I Shazammed it, and it's Rob Zombie. And the title is called Living Dead Girl.
Hold on. What if?
Okay.
What if? What's the name of the girl that died? The friends? Abby? Angela. What if Angela's alive?
I mean, she could be, but the reason why I think it's hard to believe is because in both Kelly/Karen's case and Angela's case, we saw blood.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. What if it's
on the same page? What if it's the
bucket?
The bucket. Because where is the bucket? They kept saying, where's the bucket?
Oh my God, is it paint? Did Angela have a bucket up there?
I don't know. Well, and another thing that could all tie into is that how like, oh, the police weren't called for 2 days. Like a lot can happen in 2 days where you stage things, where you like, you know what I mean? Like
there's a bucket of paint. There's definitely a bucket. Oh my God. Yes.
Where's the bucket?
What if Karen/Kelly pushed the other twin off? But what if they had it planned, thinking like, we're going to stage this, we're going to have a bucket of red paint up there. But then I don't know. I have
to go back and watch it, because I don't like, I remember her. Oh my God. And then she was like, there was a bucket of red paint. And then everyone was like, no one saw the paint. No one saw the bucket but you. So what if like they took it back? I'm gonna have to rewatch that scene.
Well, Imogen had blood on her arm in that scene. And if I were her, I would like literally just smell my arm and be like, is this blood or is this paint?
You know what blood smells like? Oh, you know what paint smells like?
You know what paint smells like? I feel like you would know.
Blood smells? I don't really.
I feel like you would know, right? I feel like you'd be like, oh, I'm covered in blood, or oh, that's red paint.
Yeah. You know what I mean, if the tone is right, if they were staging it to look really realistic, it could be. It could be.
Damn. Wait, this reminds me of a PLL original episode. Wasn't it's like, oh, what was it? Like, who's in the barrel? Where's the bucket? And there was one that's like, who's in the barrel or something.
It was like chemicals or something.
Yeah, it was chemicals, but it just reminded me of that.
Yeah.
It was like a hashtag.
Who's
in the barrel? And where's the bucket?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man. I
love that.
The other thing too that I think is important to reference, don't really know how it ties in, is Imogen. The teacher was talking about the Scarlet Letter when Imogen got the text to look out the window where she saw the guy. So the Scarlet Letter, did you ever read that book?
No, but I mean, like I've heard about it so much, and that was a reference in PLL all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Well, because of the woman committed adultery. Ooh, she was pregnant and was forced to wear a letter A to stand for adultery. Okay. And then I believe Imogen also found that book, The Scarlet Letter, at the altar, like at the little memorial site, because that was the book that she was taking up the library card.
Things. I was like, all right, library card, like what's the names? And
I was thinking the name too, and she took a picture, so she had to know the name that signed out the book.
Yeah. And I didn't recognize anybody's names, or I couldn't really see.
I couldn't see either. But I do think that the Scarlet Letter is a reference point to kind of keep an eye out for.
Totally. Oh my God. I love that bucket theory though.
So many things. Oh my God. I'm so excited for the next episode to come out.
I am too. We have to look at, are they releasing the 3 episodes? Is that going to be the theme from now on? If so,
when I looked it up, it just had the release of the next one, but let's see. Original Sin.
I kind of hope they do it that way. It kind of keeps like the excitement a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because then everyone would be talking about who A was, and it would totally ruin it.
Yeah.
Episode release. Okay. Let's see if we see this. All right. So, how many episodes? Oh, so there's only 10 episodes.
I mean, we're already at 3 in.
Yeah, I know. So much has to happen. Pretty Little Liars Original Sin episodes 4 and 5. Terrorize Over Sins and Movie. Okay. Everything we need to know. Oh, these are like, okay, when is that coming out? HBO Max. Thursday, the 4th of August. Oh, it says it's going to be released at 3 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, well, that's, I guess, 12 a.m.
Right.
12. So it kind of makes sense.
So I do think episodes 4 and 5 will be released August 4th. So then we'll be about halfway through, which is so weird.
That's so fast. That's insane.
That is so fast. But we definitely want to hear from you listeners, you viewers out there. If you want us to recap per episode, like you want us to watch episode 4 and then do it, or you kind of just want us to do what we just did here and just take both 4 and 5 and go for it. And then also, follow us on Instagram. What is our handle?
Oh,
we'll drop it.
Yeah, we'll drop it somewhere, wherever the description. Pretty Little
Talkers podcast, I believe it is. And wait, my mom just texted me because I gave her my HBO Max login. She said, "Oh my God, so scary." I think Mama Patty LaMontagne is hooked.
Okay, so actually, our Instagram is Pretty Little Talkers Pod. I thought it was podcast.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyways,
I don't think we could fit it all. I don't think we could fit podcast in there. I think that's why we did that.
Well, anyways, I'm super excited to see what the rest of the season brings, and hopefully we can upload this properly, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
That's fine. We'll figure it out. But thank you guys for listening. Check us out. Let your friends know. And I'm so happy the PLL Army is back.
Bye. Okay.